Hello, everyone. I've got an announcement to make. I found footage that I filmed about 6 years ago. That was in 2018. And it's a series on a holiday I had on the Orkney Islands, so in Orkney. And it was very interesting to edit footage that is so old and review my own memories of the events. And in the background is a shot from Stromness on the main Orkney Island, and it was such a peaceful location to stay, and I experienced a lot of serenity. Um, And I'm going to upload these, I'm going to schedule these events, these videos for the next 6 days. So every day there will be a new video released. So I start with how I traveled to Orkney. It was the first time that I traveled north of UK mainland. And I start off at the most northern point of United Kingdom mainland, which is John O'Groats. Some people might heard of it. And I took a short ferry ride from John O'Groats to Orkney, and then you take a bus to Kirkwall, the capital of Orkney. So the first video will be how I traveled there, and my travel videos are not meant to be guides on where best to stay, what road to take, what transport, where to eat, and all of these things. Um, it's more about, for me, conveying what I felt in that moment when I went to these remote places. So that's why there are no further descriptions. That's not what my videos are all about. I think there are lots of videos already on YouTube and other places who do that. Then the next video will be about Stromness, which you can see in the background, where I stayed on a campsite. And from there, you can also take a ferry to Hoy, which is a bit more hilly than the rest of Orkney. Orkney is quite flat. And there I went for a walk from where the ferry is on Hoy to the other side of Hoy, near to the Old Man of Hoy, which is a huge, very famous stack. But you won't see the Old Man of Hoy. Again, there are lots of videos you can find on YouTube with the Old Man of Hoy, so please have a look. But what was fascinating for me when I walked across the Isle of Hoy, I didn't see a soul, only at the ferry when I arrived. But then when I walked across, I didn't see a single person. And I just walked in nature. And when I then finally stopped on the other side, I realized that I had forgotten myself. What I mean by that, I had forgotten what role I'm playing now in this lifetime, my whole identity in this lifetime. It was irrelevant. I had become so immersed in the nature that surrounded me on Hoy that it was quite like a little mini spiritual experience. It's only when I sat down for lunch I realized I had not spared a single thought to my likes and dislikes, my animosities, and all of these things that didn't matter. So that was quite a spiritual experience. And then also from Stromness, you can walk along the west coast, which is bit of a bird paradise as well. It goes quite steeply down. You can walk along the cliffs, and spectacular views. You can see some stacks also, and you can walk for hours. I took a bit of a detour, so it took me actually more than 4 hours, but the normal, once you're on the right track, it takes you about 4 hours to walk along the west coast. And it took me a bit more because I got on a detour first. Um, And that was also fantastic. And I got the most terrific sunburn because even though Orkney is so far in the north, the sun can be quite intense. So, yeah, just for those who wanted to go. That was also fantastic. And it's all from Stromness, which is more or less the second biggest town on Orkney mainland, I would say, from what I experienced, but I haven't researched this. It's just what I felt. Then also after the West Coast Trail, I took a ferry to Sandy. That's one of the other islands, and it has its name on purpose because it has lots of white sandy beaches, a bit like the Isle of Harris in the Outer Hebrides, and wonderful beaches. There's no soul there. It's a very flat island, and I had an experience when I sat on one of the beaches and it was quite close to the water, and there were two or three seals in the water looking back at me. And there was curiosity on both sides, but they stayed in the water and I stayed on land. And I did film them, but unfortunately, they're not in the film because all the files where I filmed the seals, all the files got corrupted. And for me, that was a really valuable lesson that when you film wildlife, maybe not so much with domesticated animals, but when you film wildlife in your head, if you ask permission, I feel that's valuable. Since then, I've been to Shetland also, and I have filmed seals. And I think because my attitude has changed, um, I've now been able to film seals, and I have found some good shots when I went to Shetland recently. Um, if you scroll back, there is a video called Aquatic Friends, and that's where they're all sunbathing on the beach on an island on the main island of Shetland. So if you want to scroll back through my videos, it's a very um, recent video from this video where I'm now. So that was a valuable lesson. But also when we look back, when I edit older footage that I filmed, it's also interesting because I go through past memories in a way to see that there's also a golden thread running through my experiences. In one of the videos, I meet some ponies in the middle of nowhere when I walk around. I have a nice interaction with them. I later on in Shetland had also a nice interaction with ponies. And that was always there, this connection to nature that I have. But things have also evolved since then. Also, the way I film has evolved. I think it was more static. So in the Orkney Islands, when I filmed at the time, I only had a GoPro camera. Now I have also a camera with a zoom. And so that helps, obviously. So I put this little mini series together for you. And I will also try to put it in a playlist just for the Orkney Islands if you're interested. Then after Sandy, the last film of the Orkney mini-series is Skara Brae, which is the oldest settlement, I believe, but please do your own research, in Europe that is known. I think it's 6,000 years old, something around that. And you can't go into the settlement, not to destroy it, but you can walk on top, and you will see footage of me filming, looking from above into it. You can see the remains of it, the ruins, or whatever you want to call it. And then they rebuilt Skara Brae. It's a rebuild, but where you can go actually inside. And I film a bit of that as well. You will see that. And what I found interesting, it's right next to a beach again, and there are lots of big kind of pebbles, like bigger ones like this size as well. And there are lots of little cairns, and people feel really inspired to build these structures on the beach next to Skara Brae, the oldest settlement and stone structure in Europe. So I thought that was interesting. So I hope you enjoy this Orkney mini-series. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification bell. All this helps me and my channel. That's really very much appreciated. Um, Also, if you want to support me, I usually have links in the description if you want to buy me a coffee. So have a look in the description as well. I usually mention where it was filmed and when, but I don't want to put this into the videos because I really want to convey an atmosphere of the place and not bring you too much back to your mundane reality in the video. You know, you can do this when you come out. And so just enjoy, and thank you for watching. Have a great day. Okay, bye.